serious question for the men. Where in the world are all of the loyal ones at?
Would you rather be the king's mistress or a peasant's wife? Go ahead.
King's mistress. King's mistress.
Yeah, King's mistress.
Same. King's mistress.
King's mistress.
King's mistress.
I feel like those types of women would probably be in the court thinking that the king doesn't pay attention to them anyway, so they can just get the king's money and take it home to the peasant anyway. They'd be married to the peasant and then just keep on getting money. So essentially, it sounds like a good idea, a little bit like a Robin Hood story, like taking from the rich and giving to the poor. But you still have to understand that you're stepping out on that man, the peasant, and how does he feel, right? And then it depends on how the king feels. If he wants to be with you that day, then it's like, okay, well, he saw me with this peasant. He don't want to be with me no more. So I got to cut the peasant off. So y'all not loyal to begin with. And that's his point.
Okay, this is a really good question. Now, to be clear, this is based upon conversations that I have had with Black men who were either in college or they were in college at one point. I'm not pretending this is the experience of every single Black man or every single Black man in college, just what I've heard. So the primary feedback I got was that the Black woman just seemed more closed, more standoffish, and just overall uninterested. Whereas these same Black men said that it seemed like non-Black women, whether they be, white, Asian, Hispanic, just essentially non-Black women, were going out of their way to compliment them, whether it be in their outfits, whether it be in their hair, whether it be on just how they showed up. But they were going out of their way to try to be nice, friendly, and platonic. Whereas their experiences with Black women was that they were doing the total opposite. They were playing hard to get. They seemed very standoffish. They just seemed uninterested. And so it was like the non-Black women were going after them and then the Black women were running away from them. This is essentially what I have heard.
Somebody in the comments said, I agree with your comment. Another dude said pretty much. Other dude saying true, 100%. This dude left a little bit of a lengthy comment. It said, in my experience, I didn't look the part, but when I showed that I am him, then they flock. By then, I would deny them because they should have seen me for who I am, not what it looks like on the surface. That's pretty much it. That's what a lot of men go through. Friend zoned, put off to the side. You don't want to listen to me. You don't want to look at me. I'm a creep. You don't want to be seen in any place that I'm in the vicinity. I don't need to be anywhere near you. But then when you see that I'm doing my thing, because actually a lot of times I was already doing my thing, but when you see that I'm doing my thing, you see me in my element, then all of a sudden he's kind of cute. Ooh, who is that? I want to talk. Hey, Travis, is that you? James, is that you? Whew, man, you looking real nice, Jason. What's up with you, bruh? Get away from me. Y'all don't understand, not you specifically, but some modern women don't understand that is actually disrespectful. I know you probably think it's cute, but it's not. Y'all out here moving reckless in the dating scene. And I hate to say it this way, but your actions are being punished. Your actions are being punished because you act like you don't have any common sense. And when somebody treats you the way that you've been treating them, all of a sudden it's a problem and you got a little attitude.
I'm not supposed to get you nothing for Valentine's Day.
You ain't even say nothing wrong, bro. I feel what you saying, you feel me? And a lot of people think like that, but I feel like that's the problem with relationships now, bro. Yo, ask yourself, bro, besides, you feel me, like a man's birthday, bro, yo, what holidays do men really have? You feel me? And I don't really want to hear no Father's Day because that's, you feel me, that's separate. I'm talking about like boyfriend, like what, you feel me? Folks are saying sweetest day, but folks is not celebrating that, bro. Like, bro, Valentine's Day is supposed to be the one day where couples, you feel me, show love to each other. But it done turned into, I'm a female, I get all the gifts. Like, come on, bro.
When did Valentine's Day become a day for men? When I was growing up, in my era, Valentine's Day was not for no man. I wish we would try to buy something for a man. It was going to be a problem.
You got to get a woman that care about you. You do. As a man, bro, it's hard. You're sassy if you want reciprocation. You're sassy if you want something for Valentine's Day and let alone your birthday. Maybe even Christmas. You're sassy if you simply want reciprocation. Last year when we was running the soft guy era thing, we got to realize how many women were allergic to reciprocation. As a man, you are conditioned to be a workhorse. As a man, you are conditioned to just keep pouring out of your cup without receiving anything in return. You're sassy if you want some reciprocation. You're sassy if you want a woman to go half on bills with you to help you even save some money. This is why the older generation, like our uncles, our grandfathers, and our great-grandfathers, and our own fathers, were dying early. You know how toxic this mindset is? We can't even get a Valentine's Day gift. No reciprocation at all. We're sassy.
It's not about control. It's more so relationships are only successful if the guy likes the girl a little more. It's a security thing. Okay, perfect. I'm glad you said that. It's a security thing for who? Who's going to feel more secure in that relationship? Why does that person need to feel that security? Is it because they dated somebody in the past that might have played with their trust? Did they maybe date somebody in the past that just they're still getting through trauma with? Let's say this together. Let's say this out loud together. I need to be in a relationship where I feel more loved than what I give to my significant other. Sounds one-sided, right? It sounds selfish, right? Because that's exactly what it is. It was propaganda that was portrayed on social media, and of course, it was given to a specific gender, and y'all just ran with it instead of actually thinking, well, if I feel more loved, and I'm getting more love and that makes me feel secure, that's kind of messed up for my significant other. That's very one-sided.
Oh man, somebody in the comments said, I've always thought this was selfish, but growing up, our grandmothers taught us this. They taught, if the man loves you more, you don't have to beg him to do right and show it. You can learn to love him. Man. People who think like that scare me, is what another dude said. Because why hasn't your mind developed since high school? Exactly. My grandmother taught me this. Our grandmothers taught us this. Why are y'all listening to foolishness? And I get it. Obviously, you grow up around what you hear. And then you kind of grow out to do that, right? So the way you're trained is the way that you act. And this is the way that big mama is training the young ladies. Not cooking and cleaning, not trying to respect the man, not trying to figure out how to live with a man and be an actual partner. We're trying to figure out how to get you to manipulate the man, and not just in a mean, evil way, but you want to make sure that you're okay. You want to make sure that you get everything that you need to get out of the relationship first and foremost, because you're the most important person in any room. Delusional behind down.
Yesterday, this guy asked me how I'm light-skinned and I have no Valentine. And then he was like, oh yeah, it's because you're evil. What?
So I don't know how well this is going to go over, but I believe it is the man's responsibility and fault for how his woman behaves in the relationship. So if a man doesn't set standards or boundaries for what he anticipates in the relationship, and he allows his woman to get away with temper tantrums and fits, and she acts like a diva, and he tolerates it, well, then it is his fault that she acts that way. So a few years down the road, if she's still acting like that, you really don't deserve to complain, because in essence, you allowed it to happen, you tolerated it, and she's part of your creation, because you could have nipped that in the bud right away, because clearly in the beginning of the relationship, she saw something of value in you. And if she behaved a certain way that you didn't like, you could have nipped it in the bud and said, hey, I'm not going to tolerate that. And if you continue to do it, then we're not going to be in this relationship and I'll just have to find somebody else. So I'm just curious. That is my opinion on it. I wonder what you guys think about it. So let me know what you guys think.
This is going to go down as one of the dumbest takes of the century. Let's go to the radio man. Sounds like they want a parent, not a partner. Donnie Lewis says, that is utterly ridiculous. My ex-wife behaved like a perfect lady until she gave birth, and she told me she would take all of my money. Steve says, my experience is that the tantrums begin after the wedding, once she knows you won't go back on your commitment. Interesting. Jerry says, nice blame shift. How about you get your butt in gear and figure out how to act like a normal, reasonable human being? Now, if a man would have said that in reverse, it's really your fault that I'm acting like this because of X, Y, and Z. Y'all would tell that man to grow some, man up, and be a man. All of those other things. It don't matter what you did. It don't matter where you came from. You're an adult. Are you a child? That's what we would hear. But here you get on here. And I understand that another person's actions affect you and influence you in such a way. But what I'm looking to hear you say is, well, you know what? I think at some point in time, even though this man might have done X, Y, and Z, there's some things that I didn't have to do. I need to be accountable for the things that I did wrong, that I knew I shouldn't have done, but I did it just to get back at them. Or I did it because of whatever the reason is. And I didn't have to do that. I knew that. Most men can respect that. But it's always men having to take accountability for the things that they do and the things that they're into. And the woman don't got to do it. It's your fault that I'm acting that way. Girl, cut the camera off and drive home.
Question. Do you have beds?
Well, I don't live with my mom.
But at your mom's house?
No.
I'm going to Zelle you. I'm going to give you money for, I want a bed, 2 mattresses, 2 of them. I want a headboard and 2 nightstands. I'm going to order that before you leave this house today. And I'm going to insert the clip of the receipt.
There's a story behind that, okay?
Please tell me why your children don't have beds. Yes.
Because my mom was actually going to go look at a furniture store. Because I don't go anywhere publicly at all.
Because you're just that bitch.
Literally. No, like I really don't. Like if I go out, I'm going to get noticed.
Yeah, no.
And if I don't have my security guard, I'm not going anywhere. My mom actually told me 2 weeks ago. She was like, or my dad said that. He told my mom to go to a furniture store and I would give him my card info because here's my card. I have money. But
yes, she's rich.
No, I'm not.
She can show you the movie.
But literally. But she never did that. So, and then, I mean, like she said, she doesn't stay with me. I'm about to move because everything's just getting crazy. And so, and I don't have a guy to come build it, but hopefully I can get somebody to come build it.
I'll pay for it. Y'all are going to have 2 mattresses. You're going to have a whole 9. Okay. We're going to do a room makeover. I'm being for real. I'm going to insert the receipt from IKEA, whatever you want. I'll let you pick it out.
Well, thank you. But
no.
These modern women are goofy. Your daughter is sitting up there without no bed. Like, oh, I don't go out in public without my security guard. What do you need a security guard for? Who's interested in you? What's important about you? Number one. Number two, it's almost as if Amazon doesn't exist. It's almost as if places like Walmart don't exist. You don't even need to order from those places. If you have a security guard, I think that you have enough money to go to have a laptop. And even if you don't have a laptop, I think you have enough money. You have a phone. So you can go on that phone, find furniture online on your phone, have them order it, and have them come deliver it to your door. Set it up, leave. How about that? And if you don't want them coming in, your security guard can take it at the door and bring it in. And you can get some of your friends and your brothers that you trust to help him out. Goofy.
I used to think that just because I'm a strong 7, that I can have male friends and they would never check for me. Like, I have no ass and I'm really goofy and I'm clumsy. So I always thought that I could have male friends. Wrong. Maturing is realizing that most men, 99% of the men who come around you, who are not your family, they're coming around because they want to have sex with you. They want to have sex with you.
Modern women will talk like that and then dress like this. They'll talk like that and then dress like this. I don't know why. I didn't think they would be checking for me. They'll talk like that and then dress like this. That's interesting. That's interesting. You say you're 40? Huh. That's interesting to me. That is interesting to me. I love that, actually. They will say, this, this got to be a joke. Teacher Bay. So this got to be, I'm assuming I'm assuming this got to be a joke somewhere. She got to have like an Insta or something like that where she leads off the to a different website. But they'll say stuff like this and try to make it seem as if men just out here just, oh man, I wasn't really doing nothing. I wasn't really doing anything. I just had them just coming up to me. It wasn't nothing going on. Wasn't nothing happening. And then dressed like this. Why am I getting so much male attention? Man, these women, they the main character in their own story. Teacher Bay. What do you? All right.
I just wanted to say I'm so thankful for these big juicy breasts. They're so tender. They're just so. Thanks to my mom. Honestly, she's the reason I'm here to eat this amazing turkey breast because it's so juicy. She did such a good job cooking it. Everyone give a round of applause. She did a great job, and I'm really happy with the outcome. So thank you, Mom. I'm glad you enjoyed your breakfast.
Fantastic to be drunk because I said 2 of them.
Guys will be like, no, you're not the only girl I'm seeing, but you're one of my favorites, top 3. And I'm like, oh, I'm one of your favorites? I'm almost never a favorite.
I heard someone say the other day that in order for a woman to have a soft life, a man has to have a hard life. Now that resonated with me. It all boils down to this. We've spent so many years talking about the fact that you don't want men to objectify you, that you're more than your body. Okay. But here we are in 2025, and some of y'all are out here proudly making yourself into a luxury item. Something that can literally be purchased. Something that essentially has monthly payments. Something that a man has to understand if he decides to take on, not only will he have to continue to pay for the upkeep and maintenance, but in addition to that, if at any point he's no longer able to afford the maintenance and upkeep, that luxury item will be repossessed. If you don't want to be treated like an item, stop acting like one. Because if you're out here selling yourself, there's always going to be a man willing to pay. But is that all you want to be?
Yeah, they do. That's what a lot of modern women want to be. They want to be items, but they don't want to be called items. They're okay with a man buying them The dopamine hit is too large. It's too high. The rush of adrenaline that they get, the emotions that they feel, it's like an addiction. It's too much for them to ever leave that life alone. That's why you have some women that once they get the money from dancing in clubs, those types of gentlemen's clubs, they stay because the money is just too good. Women get on OF and they sell their bodies. They make a pretty good amount of money. Like what's that young lady's name who made 40 something million or something like that, something Rain or something like that. She made 40 million. She's going to continue to do that, even though maybe she doesn't like it or maybe she didn't see herself in that life. She's going to continue to do that because the money's too good. And then young women coming after her are going to continue to do that or even stay in the game when they're like, man, it's not working for me. This is working for her. They're going to continue to stay in the game because like, man, just one more video, just one more sale, just one more customer, and maybe I'll hit that range or whatever and whatever and whatnot. What they don't understand is they have to degrade themselves and objectify themselves to get that type of money. Because a lot of these young ladies are playing a role for the men that they're servicing. I'll say it like that. You just showing your body, you'll end up on one of these websites, right? But if you want dudes to purchase your stuff, and I'm not condoning it, you got to play a character. And a lot of times that character is something that is degenerate. It has like an element of degeneracy to it. So you're doing it to yourself. Well, men need to stop buying it. That's true enough. But you need to stop doing this type of stuff to yourself and let somebody else who's willing to be, I don't want to say a slob, but willing to make bad decisions, let them do that. You keep your integrity.
This is the only time in my life I'll ever say this, but men, I need your advice. On my Hinge, it clearly says I'm a liberal. It clearly says that I work for a voter registration nonprofit. Sometimes for good measure, I'll even throw in what I'd like to know about you. Where were you on January 6, 2021? I'm not sure how much more clear I can make it. And yet, I still get 5-7 conservatives liking my profile. At first I thought it was a joke. I thought maybe they were doing it to me. Maybe they like wanted to start shit like that. I love to fight, so I like them back. I fear that wasn't the case. So I am asking you, how do I make that stop? Hinge makes you pay to filter by political affiliation, which is a problem in itself. But how do I make it stop? It's like you're literally just wasting both of our times. Oh my God, I just thought of something. Do we think it's because they can't read?
But he's not, though, because you can choose who you want to talk to. There's that thing. Modern women don't seem to get it through their heads that multiple people are going to approach you. You just don't talk to the ones that you're not interested in. Now it becomes a problem when y'all don't want to talk to regular average guys that are in your age range, that are in line with your core values, or they align with your core values, but they don't align with how much you want a man to make. Then you disqualify them and you push upwards toward a man that's making more money, does not align with your core values. Maybe he's a little bit outside of your core values, but he looks good, right? All of those things. Y'all have plenty of men there. Y'all just got to go through y'all's Hinge likes and really read and see, okay, this guy ain't this guy ain't that. This is not a question as far as I'm concerned. This is nothing to be worried about. A man's going to like you. That's his job. A man is going to approach. You do your job, which modern women don't do very well. You do your job and sift through all of those and then respond to the people that seem to be in your wheelhouse. You playing this petty game, liking people that you know you don't like back, is the reason that you're in this situation right now. You're wasting your own time.
I don't care who you are and what you look like. If I see you in the gym doing crazy shit like pull-ups and things that are really hard to do, all I'm thinking about is, God, what could this man do to me at home?
She says she's been banned off of TikTok twice. And I see why.
I was with one of my guy friends today, and he straight up told me that he will look at a girl's Instagram and then see that if her life looks too affluent and he can't afford to date her, he'll never speak to her. And, like, I don't know if that is valid or not. I don't know, because I'm not a man, but that is so funny to me. So if you're single, maybe he just can't afford to be with you, is what I'm gathering from this. You almost have to respect it. Like, they're realists and they're self-aware. I kind of love that. That's good for them. The level of self-awareness at this age, and with the little amount of prefrontal cortex developed, like, you're ahead of the curve, you know? So yeah, don't feel bad if you don't get reached out to on Instagram, because maybe they just can't afford to be with you.
So, as a woman says, we love a man who stays within budget, LOL. It's kind of dumb. Somebody else said, don't date a baddie if you can't handle a baddie. Date within your tax bracket, basically. Somebody else says, yes, if you can't give her the life she's accustomed to, then it's best to not approach. You won't have anything in common. Her fam won't approve. Well, as we've seen with a lot of modern women, that's not the life they're accustomed to, right? That's just a show. They are all really honestly and truly actresses in their own show, right? So him seeing that online doesn't necessarily mean that he's broke. It might mean that you're trying to portray a certain thing and I'm not with that. A lot of times these modern women, especially if they're young, they put this image out there of them being on vacations, trips. I'm in Dubai, I'm on a yacht. And that's not really the way that they live life. Not at all. Their apartment is broke down. They have a mattress on the floor and a table where they do whatever they do. And so they really, really dress it up. A lot of modern women do this. They don't really have a personality. They just have looks. So it's not really, well, I guess it could be dating within your tax bracket, right? Because obviously some modern women could do that. They could have all that money. But then, obviously, on the other hand, she would be out of his tax bracket because she doesn't have that money. She's just relying on other dudes to pay for that and curate that life for her.
Any final questions between the two of you before we determine if we have a match?
So when you said her tattoos, is that too many? Because I have 5.
Invisible?
Are they visible?
Yeah. I can't tell.
I mean, if I were to wear something such as,
I think I see one
yeah,
here.
there's one here and on my shoulder, and then I have one on my arm.
Well, they're small. They're fine. They're fine.
Are you sure?
Yes.
He's giving you a pat. That's what he sees, okay?
Okay. And where do you live?
I live in Minneapolis.
Okay. Are you okay with long distance?
I am. Are you?
I am.
Where are you?
I'm actually in North Carolina.
All right, guys. I'm going to ask my final question now. Okay? Is it a yes for you for him?
Yes.
Okay. And is it a yes for you for her?
Yes.
We got a match! I'll take the mic, and you guys can go on off. Hang on to... Ooh, let's make some noise for them, guys! Girl, should have commented. That's a good line.
So judging based off of what I see, you can't see what she's wearing right here. He does have some tattoos, as you can see right there.
I can't tell.
Right there on his right shoulder. And then the young lady in the red right there is showing. So basically his issue is presentation, right? It gives off a certain look, a certain vibe. She's got a tattoo down there at the bottom on her ankle. And then down there, if you look right there on her wrist. So I think it gives a certain vibe, which men continue to tell women they want them to present themselves in a certain way. But modern women have gotten into the practice of doing whatever they want to do. And then when a man doesn't pick them, then they get upset, right? Men don't want this. They only want to sleep with you, yada, 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 and so on and so forth. But a man is asking for something specific, just like you would ask for something specific. But then when a man asks for something, then you don't want to deliver it. He's controlling, he's insecure, that sort of thing. Telling you, guys, get in line. I think she asked a couple of other questions, and another caption was somewhere in terms of she's trying to give you a pass. Like he's trying to say, I want to go out with you, so don't blow it. Don't talk yourself out of a relationship. But I think that she was just asking questions to make sure, because, girl, I don't want to get in a situation where he can't say, I didn't know. I think is what she's going for. But yeah, it's just presentation, how you look, and that's why you get chosen. Y'all got to come to the table, present yourself well, not only in attractiveness, but also in personality, and you might just get picked.
Women do not say sorry. Women do not apologize. Instead, women gaslight men into apologizing for things that they're not even at fault for. And then these same women will sit there and wonder why their relationships don't work out. I'm sorry, they won't sit there and wonder why their relationships don't work out, because that would take some self-accountability and reflection, because that would take some real work, right? That would take some real accountability. So instead, they take the easy way out. They blame men.
I'm just wondering if there's any real men left in this crazy world who not married, not just trying to bang it out, who actually wants to date. Date me. Make it make sense. Why does nobody want to date? Look, I know I'm old and single for the first time in a long time, but I can't be the only one, right?